Emmy was known as the woman who was always there, a loving wife, a devoted mother, a loyal friend, a helpful colleague. Whenever someone called, she answered. Whenever someone needed, she gave. She was praised for her kindness, always willing to drop her own needs to care for everyone else's. Yet late at night, when the house fell silent, Emmy lay awake in the dark, her eyes fixed on the ceiling. Despite giving so much, she felt a deep emptiness inside, an ache she couldn't name. "Why do I feel so hollow?" she would whisper, "when my whole life is about helping others?" No one knew how heavy her heart had become. No one saw how resentful she was growing, not because she didn't love those she cared for, but because she felt invisible, forgotten, and used. One morning, after another sleepless night, Emmy packed a small bag and set off to find an old Zen master she'd heard of in her grandmother's stories. A teacher known for simple wisdom that could heal even the most burdened hearts. After hours of walking through misty hills, Emmy found the master sitting beneath a blooming cherry tree in a garden of raked gravel and moss-covered stones. She bowed deeply and said, "Master, I am so tired. I give everything I have to everyone I love. But inside I feel empty. Why do I feel so alone when I never let anyone down?" The old master studied her with kind eyes, then motioned for her to sit at a low wooden table. He brought out a delicate porcelain teapot and 2 cups. Without a word, he began to pour tea into Emmy's cup. She watched the warm liquid rise to the brim, but the master didn't stop. He kept pouring, and the tea overflowed, spilling onto the table and dripping onto Emmy's hands. Startled, she cried out, "Master, the cup is full. It can't hold anymore." The master set the pot down and looked into her eyes. "Just like this cup," he said gently, "your life is overflowing with everyone else's needs. You take on their burdens, their pain, their expectations, until there is no room for your own peace." He handed her the empty teapot. "Now pour me some tea." Emmy looked at the pot and shook her head. "I can't. There's nothing left inside." The master nodded. "You cannot pour from an empty pot, and you cannot love from an empty heart. This is why you feel drained. You are giving what you do not have within you. You must learn to fill your own cup first." Emmy felt tears sting her eyes. She lowered her gaze and whispered, "But isn't it selfish to put myself first? What will happen to everyone if I don't say yes?" The master smiled kindly. "A woman who never says yes to herself will one day find that her yes to everyone else is hollow. Love that comes from sacrifice alone becomes resentment. But love that flows from wholeness becomes a gift that renews itself." He guided her to a small stone pond in the garden. The water was clear, fed by a hidden spring beneath the earth. "Look at this pond, Emmy. It gives water freely to the birds, the trees, the flowers around it. But it never runs dry because it is always being filled from within. That is how you must live, giving freely, but never forgetting to receive, to rest, to breathe, to say yes to your own heart, too." That day, Emmy sat in the garden long after the master left. She watched the petals fall from the cherry tree, each one a gentle reminder that letting go is part of life's beauty. She thought of how many times she'd said yes when she meant no. How many times she'd stayed up all night for others while ignoring her own exhaustion. She felt the old weight in her chest begin to lift, replaced by something new, a quiet permission to be human. When Emmy returned home, nothing looked different, but everything felt changed. She began to say no without guilt. She took long walks by herself, breathing in the sunrise. She let her family see her rest and asked them to care for her. too. At first, it was uncomfortable. The old voice in her mind said, "You should be doing more." But then she remembered the pond that never ran dry because it was always being filled. If you are a woman who feels empty from giving too much, remember, your worth is not measured by how much you sacrifice. You were never meant to carry the world alone. Fill your own cup. Say yes to your own soul. Rest, breathe, and let love flow through you, not drain you. When you do, you will find that you have more to give than you ever did before. Not from emptiness, but from the endless well of a heart that knows it too deserves care. If this story reminded you to care for yourself as much as you care for others, subscribe for more gentle Zen stories that heal your heart, calm your mind, and remind you, you matter too. Subscribe and grow with us.